What's going on, YouTube? Reezonoticz coming at you once again. First and foremost, a very happy Memorial Day to everybody out there, and for all the veterans and people who have served or are currently serving our country, so that I'm free to be able to do the things I love to do, like this, for example. This one is for you. God bless y'all, and thank you so much for your service. Now then, here we go. I'm doing a video review on a Wii U title that I picked up about a week ago, I would say. I haven't been able to do this video more recently because I just haven't had time. I did try to do it Friday on the way to work, and the video was a little bit longer than 15 minutes, so my iPhone wouldn't upload it. So I'm trying it again right now, doing it on my iPad at home, in the comfort of my house, where I can get more in detail with the reviews. So without further ado, Injustice, Gods Among Us on the Nintendo Wii U. Also available on 360 and PlayStation 3 if I'm not mistaken. Also, along with this, I also happened to pick up the Wii U Controller Pro. I'm in love with this controller, but more on that later. I picked it up because I wanted a traditional controller to be able to play sports games and fighting games like this one that I just picked up. Now, if you guys follow my videos, you know that I had 5 Wii U games before I got this one, but my Wii U collection is still at 5. The story behind that is that I had Need for Speed Most Wanted You by EA and Criterion Games, and for those of you who've played that game or have read about it, you know that there's kind of I would call it a game-breaking bug in the sense that whenever you play this game, no matter what, every time you play it for more than 5 minutes or so, any moment that you hit that home button, the game will freeze up. And I'm talking about lock up the entire system. An annoying buzzing sound begins to sound off. The game is frozen and you can't turn it off either by pressing power on the system or on the gamepad. You literally have to disconnect it from the wall. And that is just annoying and, in my book, unacceptable. So I ignored that for a little while, and then I just saw that Criterion Games said that they were going to make a patch for this bug. That was weeks ago. Nothing's come about it since. And then, after that, all the developments with the way that EA is slamming on Nintendo and not, caring about that system or doing anything to better their experiences on that system, I know they're not going to go back and fix that bug now because they don't care. So I just said, you know what, man, it's not worth it. As fun and as amazing as a racer as that game is, I'm not going to put up with something like that and the lack of quality and the lack of support for the customer and the consumer that EA is showing me. So I traded it in, which is something I normally don't do. But I traded it in towards the purchase of Injustice, Gods Among Us, and the Wii U Controller Pro. Now, having said that, that's why my collection is still at 5. Got rid of Need for Speed Most Wanted You and added Injustice. Let's just get right back into the review, man. Check this out, man. This is an amazing fighter. I really, really enjoy it. As most of you know, and if you don't know, you'll hear it here. Ed Boon, creator of the Mortal Kombat franchise, my favorite fighting franchise of all time, what I consider to be the best fighting game franchise of all time, is the one who spearheaded the creation of this game. And it has that Mortal Kombat feel and vibe to it in the way that the characters move and fight, and in the brutality and the impact of the hits and the attacks. Very well animated. The characters are just impeccably detailed. I especially love the little, upgrades to the costumes. I mean, we're so used to seeing Batman, we're so used to seeing the Flash and Superman, but I really do like the little, there's little like details that they upgraded in their costumes to make them look somewhat fresh. I mean, I wish I had some pictures to show you, but for example, Batman's cowl, his helmet, his mask, it's not just a rubbery black mask anymore. It's got some like armor plating on the sides around the eyes and all that, and it gives it a very, very fierce look. It's something different that we haven't seen in Batman. And it's like that for everybody. Superman's costume is off the chain. The Joker's. Everybody has like an upgraded, more modern look, if you will. That being said, the cast of characters is diverse. It's vast. You have everybody from Superman, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Raven, Joker, Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Ares. I mean, everybody. There's like, I would say easily there's about 20 to 30 people to pick from in this game, at least at the start. The moves also, I don't want to say authentic martial arts, because there's not authentic martial arts styles here because these are superheroes. But what I mean by authentic, as I tried to say when I did this video before, is that authentic in the sense that the fighting styles and the moves are married perfectly to the character. For example, Superman fights in a way that you would think Superman, being that powerful, would fight. He doesn't walk, he glides above the surface of the ground, he hovers. His attacks are hard, hitting right crosses and uppercuts and just powerful blows that send the opponent flying all over the place. Batman is very martial arts based, very technical. Combos, batarangs. You have the access to his entire repertoire: batarangs, bat grenades, grappling hooks, smoke pellets, everything, even the Batmobile. And you know, and so forth and so forth. Everybody fights like you would think that particular hero fights. Flash, very speed influenced. Even the way he punches and moves. Even like, you know, anybody else throws a punch in the game, it's a punch. When Flash throws it, there's like a blur and like a real sense of speed and impact. So everybody fights and moves around and is animated very true to life as far as what you would think these characters would fight, how they would fight. The Joker, I love playing as the Joker. But basically, that's all I wanted to say about the animation, the fighting styles. Very spot on, I would say. And the way they move is very fluid. This game is animated very beautifully. The stages, every stage is interactive. There's destructible environments, things that you can bring from the background and pummel your opponent to death with into the foreground. There's transition stages like in Mortal Kombat where you would knock them through a wall, but it's extreme and it's awesome the way it's done. Because, like, you know, for example, you'll be fighting on the streets of Metropolis or Gotham, and you would do like a hard uppercut, would send your opponent flying through the wall of the next door building, and you would see him going boom, boom, boom through each floor, still flying, or through the floor, through the roof, through the floor, through the roof, boom, out the window of the other side, hit a helicopter that happens to be passing by. A helicopter crashes, and the guy comes flying out of the helicopter, and the fight continues. You know, it's an amazing, extreme transition stages. I mean, there's never a time where you knock someone through a building and if something like that happens that you're not left with a sense of like, damn, you know, just bang them up, you know. And it's done very well and very cinematic. Also, there's clash moves, which I really like, where you happen to attack each other at the same time. You have a very limited amount of time to input a series of buttons and try to outsmart the opponent. And while that's happening, there's a cinematic cut of, you know, they say something to each other, both characters, like, you know, Batman will tell Superman, you know, I can match your strength, and Superman will be like, you never could. And then they come running at each other, and there's a big clash, like a big explosion. And depending on who entered the button sequence first, that's who gets the better of the exchange. But it's very cinematic, it's very epic. You're like, yeah, this is what would happen when these two forces, you know, unstoppable forces come flying at each other full speed and have a head-on collision. What else I want to say? Online mode is there, especially for the Wii U version. I'm sure it's there for the other version too, but I'm reviewing the Wii U version. Online is very smooth, very fluid. You have ranked matches, unranked matches, King of the Hill, I think it is, Survivor mode. All that's there online. I go online all the time. I get owned because some of these people are ridiculous. I mean, I win very rarely, you know, but you know, I'm getting there. I'm ranking up. It's got a very Call of Duty like ranking system also, which I really enjoy because you get to like, I don't know, like in Call of Duty, there's, you know, you have your player card and it has your portrait, your icon, your badge, all these little things that you can add. You know, for when people look at your player card, they see like this, you know, this badass graphic design or a bullet going through a skull or something. You know, like in Call of Duty, they do that here too, and it's all DC influence. So, like for example, me, you see me online, it'll say Reezonoticz, and you'll see Batman's eyes and then the bat symbol, and then you'll have a big portrait of the Joker. You know, I'm very Batman influence. That's my favorite character. But I like the fact that you can do that, and you can continue to unlock badges and portraits and other things to make your player card, or your hero card as they call it in this game, stand out and have your own personal flair, which I really do like that. It's very Call of Duty-like in that sense. And you just go unlocking experience points, you know, through your online matches and even through the matches you play during the normal game. Also, like, what else? The controls, spot on. Like I said, you can play with the gamepad. I played it completely on the gamepad, TV free, on the gamepad when my wife watches TV, and I'm online. And I'm fighting online or whatever, and it's very fluid with the gamepad. But like I said, for this kind of game, I wanted to get a traditional controller, and the Wii U Controller Pro is just beautiful. I love this. I actually like it more than the Xbox 360 because it has an identical shape, but the joystick layout is much better on this controller, for me anyways. Very smooth, very light, has a great battery life, and the controls are just spot on, especially when you play with a traditional controller. The combo system's very intricate, easy to get into, but very difficult to master, so it gives you a lot of depth. What else can I say? I mean, that's about it as far as, you know, controls. Also, the story mode is just epic. I love the story in this game. I understand that there's a line of comics in real life that actually outline the story of this game and the prelude to this, what's happening in this game. Very well done in the cinematic at the beginning of the game and throughout the story mode. It's a very cinematic, very engrossing experience that brings all these heroes together. I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to spoil it, but just the gist of it is Superman is now a tyrant. He's ruling Earth with, you know, no democracy, no nothing. He's ruling Earth the way he sees fit, and he's through fear and also through basically brainwashing them. He's gotten the majority of the superheroes to fall in line under him, and they rule. And there's only a few One, namely Batman, who has said this is not right and I'm not being a part of this, and he's led an insurgency, a rebellion against Superman, so he's always in hiding because Superman's hunting him to kill him. And that's the gist of the story. That's where you come in and try to basically take down the unstoppable Superman. And the rebellion that's led by Batman. So I mean, I think that's awesome. I think the story is great. I don't want to give away too much for those of you who haven't played it, who are going to play it, but it's very good. One of the better story modes in any fighting game I've ever played. You know, like story mode on Mortal Kombat. The last Mortal Kombat that came out was epic. I loved it, and this follows in that tradition. Ed Boon always does a bunch of great story, bunch of great fighting games with really good story modes. So this is just another one. Not much more I can say, man. I mean, just a great fighter. A very good third-party title to have on the Wii U. I want to send a shout-out to Warner Brothers Games. Thank you so much for putting this on the Wii U as well as the other systems. The Wii U tends to get a little bit of flack, like all previous Nintendo systems do, by third parties. But it's companies like this that I love and that I respect so much. Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, Activision, you know, Sega. Companies like this that want to give Nintendo some support and put their games on their system, and like I'm saying, when they do, it's usually an amazing thing. This game plays amazingly on the Wii U. The graphics are beautiful. There's no drop in frame rate. Everything that you could want is there. I mean, I heard that there was missing some online modes compared to the other versions. I don't see what could really be missing because whatever is missing must be very minor, because there's King of the Hill, there's Survivor mode, there's Ranked, there's Unranked, there's one-on-one. All that is they're online, and it's fluid. So like I said, man, I want to send out my appreciation to companies like that who continue to support the Wii U and put their games on it. This is an epic fighter, something that any fighting fan would be crazy to pass up. And if you like DC and you like superheroes and all that, this is just a gem. I can't say enough good things about this game. This and Call of Duty Black Ops 2 have been taking up all my time on the Wii U right now. And for those of you who continue to run your mouth about Wii U ain't got no third-party support, you notice I just said these two games are taking up all my time on the Wii U, and they're third-party titles. I can only imagine when Nintendo brings out the new Mario Kart and the new Mario 3D and Zelda and all that. So, like I said, man, this is looking good for the Wii U. This is a great title. I think if you want me to give it a number, I'm gonna give it easily 8.5 to 9 out of 10 without a problem. So, God bless y'all, stay gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If there's something I missed, if there's something you would want to see me talk about more in depth, if there's another game you want to see me review or anything like that, please comment, subscribe. God bless y'all. Like I said, happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the veterans out there and everybody who's serving. God bless. Peace.